Hello teacups, what's brewing? Welcome back to the channel. Me, like 90% back to where I was. You guys, look how exciting this is. We have coffee. We have coffee because I am close enough to being kind of back to normal that I can re-embrace the god of caffeine. So very excited about that. Other things I'm excited about. Have you been watching the trial? You guys, I was gonna film this earlier because it's quite a short video. It's like, what, how long? 8 minutes, 8 minutes 45, something like that. And I was like, I can kick that out reasonably fast. But I have been watching closing arguments on the Johnny Depp trial, and my guys, I am riveted. I am excited. I am in a break with it right now. I'm probably gonna miss the very end, but hopefully I can have it going while I edit this. But what do you think? How do you feel? Have you all been watching it? I got a lot of feelings and thoughts about it. I've been following Emily D. Baker. God, I hope they throw the book at Amber Heard. I really do. It's just where I am with it, okay? Anyway, let's move on to this piece of footage that Foodie shot out onto the internet at some point while I was sleeping last night. This is her deleted lies. Oh, the drama. I can't often, like, you get drama fatigue at some point and you're just like, oh, all this again. But man, when she goes off, sometimes you gotta laugh. So I've got Just Saying's cut down because I couldn't find it anywhere. I couldn't find the original video anywhere because she deleted it immediately, apparently. And thankfully, because there ain't no way I'm going around looking, she's provided a little bit of context to this. So let's get started. My turn this up.
Somebody will receive paper this week. Keep being smart until the end. Okay, it's all in here.
In the iPad that she bought him.
She's just calling me because Didi taking action against her. Didi has a right. So between you and Didi, finish your problem. Between me and you, other thing. I think you're gonna have two stuff to deal with.
Okay, so prior to that intro, I know that Chantal said that Didi had lost her job. I'm not sure exactly of the particulars. I don't know if that information is available to us or if I've just missed it or if we just don't know. So I don't know if, from how Foodie phrased it, it's that she was doing stuff during company time. Because I remember thinking when Foodie said it, that I was like, didn't you used to like watch fart videos with Peach during your company time? Like stones, glass houses, my dear. So the big question in terms of any legal action would be when she says like she lost her job, like what's the legal action going to be? Yeah. So serving papers. Now, bear in mind, there's a good chance she's never going to receive papers. And this is all just to poke and prod at her because that's what they like to do. Nada will be pretty pissed off with her because if you remember, they were due to go see apartments. She had gone to the hotel so they could discuss their future. She'd been crying over the fact that she can't have kids and they were going to go look at apartments. She had a breakdown about it, got herself zooted on like 1,000 milligrams of whatever it was, THC, I think, and in the wheelchairs, and then was like, oh, I'm too high to drive. I'm going to have to stay home. And I imagine he wasn't pleased about it. I'm sure he wasn't surprised, but I imagine he wasn't pleased. So I'd imagine that Nada's feeling pretty gleeful that they're duking it out legally right now because frankly, he's got a bit of a chip on his shoulder. And why wouldn't he have with the allegations Chantal made to the police? I'm sure he'd love to see her dragged into court for something else that couldn't go back to him. That being said, we don't have details right now of what the paperwork will actually contain. We don't know. We get the idea that she's going to sue Chantal somehow or take her to court for something, but we don't know for what. Now, given the work situation, could be damages in terms of losing a job versus could be harassment charges, and both of them have like some legal grounds, I would say. But just for the sake of going into Foodie here, Foodie seems to equate them kind of as one person for the sake of this rage. She flip-flops back where she's angry, like, you're gonna pull me into court, you did this, when she's talking about Nada, when it's Didi pulling her into court. And while I don't think Nada has a leg to stand on if he ever had a case against her, I think Dee Dee actually does in a number of ways. And she's not really thinking this through, and like I said, she deleted it immediately after finishing her rant. But this would be one of the problems of using your chat as therapy, because when you rant on the internet, it's forever. And even if she didn't have her whole community like catching these things and us reacting to them, YouTube keeps this shit. There are records behind the scenes, whether they're visible online or not. And if this came to be useful in any way to the case Dee Dee wants to pursue, they could go to YouTube and they could get this back. So it's pretty dumb to be out here ranting about it. But let's see what happens first, because right now the papers haven't actually been served. We've just gotten a reaction to the idea of it.
Message you to call me so that you can call. You're such a fucking asshole. Okay, fine. Let's play this game. You broke the law and saw me while you were on probation. Fuck you.
Yeah, she doesn't mind dragging that into court. Never mind that she admitted in her, was it her last stream? The one when she's lying in the bed, I've just realised. She admitted that she lied to the police. If not in the original statement, which was up for question, the sexual assault itself, but in the going back and then purposefully muddying her statement up and being like, oh, maybe I was high. Well, I did remember, but I told them I didn't remember. She very, very clearly outlined exactly how she lied to the police there. So I wouldn't be throwing any big old stones into glass houses here, you know? Like, she's got enough herself to worry about. But more importantly, that's not the point in terms of Dee Dee bringing charges against Chantal for anything in civil court. I don't imagine it'd be criminal, but what the hell do I know? But Nada isn't Dee Dee, and Dee Dee isn't Nada. So what Nada's done, okay, Dee Dee's done this, so what? You saw me when you shouldn't have seen me? She shouldn't have been talking to her either. And from the little we've gotten about their communications, it seems like Chantal was pressing the communication a lot. Because remember, Dee Dee was going as a go-between for that communication. Now, I don't know legally where Dee Dee stands with that. Because if the no contact order was between Chantal and Nada and she facilitated it, I don't know if that's a problem or if, you know, she didn't have anything stopping her from talking to Chantal. Dee didn't have anything stopping her talking from Nada, and therefore if she goes between, it doesn't matter. She might have witnessed them talking, but is that going to come back on her as an infraction of the order in some way? Who the hell knows? Well, I suppose Canadians and lawyers would know. I guess we'll find out. But this is what I'm saying, where she's flip-flopping. She's like, you did this. Well, he's not Dee Dee.
You want to play? Keep playing with me, Nutter. Keep playing with me. 80, this message for you, honey. Sweet honey. You think you're innocent because you have an office job? You're more guilty than, you're almost more guilty than Nutter in all of this.
No, that's her mind playing tricks on her. She's the most angry at Dee Dee because she wants Nada. And so Dee Dee's been a very convenient place to blame. Here's the thing. I find Dee Dee weird. I don't quite understand what Dee Dee got out of inserting herself into this whole thing. I find her motivations very nebulous. Like, I just don't know quite how we got there, quite what she's getting, but she seems happy enough to do it, so whatever, you know? But Dee Dee inserting herself into drama and Dee Dee taking essentially what Chantal deems as Chantal's place is not illegal. Dee Dee having Nada stay at her house, while it makes Chantal extremely angry, is not illegal. And we just talked about this, where I'm not sure exactly where she stands legally with the communication, but if the order wasn't on her, I'm guessing that her talking to Chantal and then her talking to Nada was not illegal. So this bullshit, sweet honey, Chantal, you're a fool. Chantal's got nothing. She's got nothing here. But if we look back on Chantal's behavior, there's a lot of very troublesome stuff when it comes to Dee Dee. So depending on what Dee Dee's going for, like, she could definitely have a case against Chantal for something.
Okay, gosh, I'm gonna pull over so I don't get in trouble. And then I'm gonna keep going to go meet somebody who's not a fucking prick, okay?
Oh, this whole wonderful batch of adult decision making. So in the rage against Nada and Dee Dee, but kind of by extension Nada, because they're a unit except when she wants to separate them, and how dare you, she is going to go for an encounter, let's say, because I refuse to quite call it a date, with a lot of booze and another guy, to make him jealous, I guess. I don't even know. Like, to her, she's like, no, I'm gonna have a good time. See, that'll show you. It's Dee Dee sending this paperwork, apparently. Like, what you gonna show her? And oh, you need a whole bottle of Grey Goose and a pack of whatever the other thing was to be able to get you through the night. I'm sure this is gonna go well, assuming the guy is even real. But let's assume the guy is real. Let's just give her that for the moment and be like, all right, sweetheart, he's real, you go ahead. Like, she has ranted before about the guy she slept with in Cuba that didn't mean anything, she didn't even orgasm, because Nada is all she wants. If this guy exists, and if she ended up going to his house, which are two very big ifs that I refuse to say I believe, then goddamn what a mess that would be, that poor guy. Because Foodie's gonna be seething, not actually into it, kind of emotional wreck, and what, drinking? I'm sure that's gonna go well. Like, she doesn't deport herself particularly well when she's stone cold sober, but it's been a while since she's been that. Can you imagine how awkward that night's gonna get? Like, yeah, we're gonna go drink a whole bottle of Grey Goose and we're gonna have sex, which is the implication here, and you're like, that poor man.
Right. Dee Dee, honey. Oh, I wish I could
Honey.
read the message. Here's the thing. You have no choice but for me to take this action against you. Because Natter told you to, you fucking desperate bitch. Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Here's the thing. Here's the thing. All of those messages I've sent to you is because you and Natter are responsible for me being crazy like this.
Okay, so guess what? Guess what? Guess what? Guess what? You just admitted to completely brigading them with messages. And I'm sure their text messages would show the amount you send, because she's admitted on camera before that she's literally cut and pasted about 1,000 fuck yous to Dee Dee in a text message after she got mad. Do you remember? She was having that talk about everything, and then it got her mad at Dee Dee again. So she sent a horrible text message, even though her and Dee Dee at the time had not actively been in a fight. Like, because, you know, the relationship ebbs and flows. And she thinks it's gonna do anything to be like, oh yeah, you made me crazy. Well, I haven't been crazy with you. Show the evidence of what I've done. Oh no? Well, let's go to the text messages. What have you done? She takes that into a court. How do you think that's gonna look? Whatever Foodie's take on the situation is, however weird the dynamic is, however baseless I find her reasons, like, what is a court of law gonna see? They're gonna see evidence. What is the evidence gonna be? It's gonna be phone messages, it's gonna be emails, it's gonna be videos, and none of it's gonna look good for Foodie. Are you kidding me?
You are responsible for worsening my mental health. The way you've played and manipulated me over the past few months.
Prove it. Prove it. Because you've got statements with the police when you tried to charge her now boyfriend, your ex, with SA, and you've got a slew of abuse in both video and text format against her. Prove that it was your mental health that got worse. Prove that this impacted you negatively to an extent that these text messages don't overcome. Like, who are you kidding? She has not been in a good state mentally for a good long time. She's also been refusing help for those things for a good long time. And there is a shit ton of video evidence of that going way beyond the Dee Dee era. You are responsible for the worsening of my mental health. Well, unless you can show some very clear correlations between that and the damage it's done your life, what's that going to matter to a court of law?
Is your fault, and I'm going to prove it. I have all the transcripts. My therapist has all the transcripts, honey.
The therapist honey again. My therapist, honey. The therapist you saw once? Shut up. The therapist has all the transcripts. Does she have all the shit you sent to her? Because I've got a feeling your story to your therapist might have been a little bit biased.
All the transcripts. Yeah.
Yeah, in that one session I went to months ago.
Yeah. You heard me freaking out every time. You knew you were the problem, and he knew you were the problem, and you kept egging me on, making fun of me on live stream over and over and over and over.
No, Nada made fun of you. She agreed and she laughed. I'm not saying you guys are friends. I'm saying you've both done shit online. But you poked and you saw me go crazy over and over and over. So you went crazy over and over and over. Oh, let's see some evidence of that. Oh, yeah, looks like she was harassing you. What are you doing right now?
Oh, you can fit both your legs in her pants? Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, do you remember when you were insulting her vagina? Do you remember the literal hours of footage we have of her looking like she's been smacked in the head going every time she talks about Dee Dee in any format? The minutes of rants we've had on the smell, shape, size and colour of her vagina. Do you really think, no, I'm a little bit of a nut bar and you've added a little more cashew is gonna fly? I mean, really?
You worry. Don't you worry.
Oh, she's not worried. She's not worried.
You're gonna sue me? You're gonna sue me? Okay, Dee Dee, bring it on.
Do it.
Bring it
please,
on.
Please, come on. Dee Dee, if you are here for internet drama, if you just don't like Foodie and you want to see us have a little bit of fun, because goddamn, she's been ridiculous, please bring this case. Just so we can watch it, please. I need it to happen. I need some poor law clerk in some corner of the Quebec courthouse having to go through the metric ton of videos she has put out over the last year, subpoenaed from YouTube. I need these things to be entered into evidence and have to be discussed seriously in a court of law. I need this. You don't understand. I've already been primed with all the LawTube I've been watching. I need this to happen. I need to see it.
Already. How are you gonna pay for that? With your Lachine freaking C.H. Robinson fucking... Do you get lawyer rights or what?
I don't know what any of that means.
Robinson appointed attorney?
What's C.H. Robinson? I must have missed something at some point. Help me.
Let's bring it on. Let's bring it on. Nader, you look like such a piece of crap. You never look...
Nothing to do with it. Well, it probably is behind the scenes something to do with him, let's face it. But on its surface, if you go to court, you're going to court with Dee Dee, not him. I'm sure he'll be smiling in the audience. What's she gonna do?
You're such a liar. Dee Dee, you lie for him. Look, you guys are gonna believe that? Seriously?
Dee Dee, you lie for him. Didn't you lie for him? Yes, I did. But when I lie for him, it's because I love him. I'm finding this so funny. I can't take this seriously. Chantal, you absolute nutbar. What are you doing?
Number one, she lies for him. Making up Ashley for him, oh my god, they're the biggest liars. They're the biggest liars.
They're the biggest liars. They're the biggest liars. Not you. Not you and Nada. They're the biggest liars. We recently saw your reflection in a barbecue grill. They're the biggest liars. I shouldn't be finding this as funny as I am, but you know what? I've got some caffeine. I've had a good day. Let's do this.
No, they did make me crazy. They did make me crazy.
Oh, honey. The foundations for the mental state she is in now were laid many a moon before the Dee Dee era.
They made me fucking crazy. With the shit you put me through over and over and over.
You being Nada, who will not be the other person in the courthouse. What are you going to do? Get on stand and just start raging? Could you imagine? The best she could ever hope for is to settle this out of court and pay all her money to them. And God, could you imagine the rage? Could you imagine the rage? This is hilarious.
So, no, you will not win. You will...
Well, I'm not saying it's going to get there. Yeah, I mean, actual lawyers in actual... As hilarious as it would be. But actual lawyers in actual court, I'm not saying it's going to get there. I think 100% this is just them poking. But even the fact that this is online right now, there is no way, if they actually got this case into any kind of legal parameters, that Foodie would have any kind of leg to stand on.
not win. And you've hit me since that last report. So keep trying me, Nat.
Again, it's not Nada. It's Dee Dee supposedly bringing this report. Dee Dee definitely has a case for some kind of harassment, I would say. Depending on what she was bringing, if she did lose her job, and I'm remembering that correctly, then depending on how she lost that job would depend on how liable they might potentially find Foodie, because I can't remember, did Foodie dox Dee Dee or did that come about later? I can't remember exactly the particulars, and that's really the problem here. But if the way she lost her job was connected to somehow Foodie being like, no, call these people, no, do this, it was connected to an action that Foodie took, then she could say, no, I lost my job, she owes me money. Like, she interfered with my work and now I no longer have the income. It might be a little bit harder to prove, because if Foodie puts something online and parts of the community just happen to be really good at identifying like a single strand of blanket from 1962 that connects back to here, because she's got some people in her communities that can really find a thing, like, how liable is Foodie for that? But because I can't remember how Dee Dee's docs came about, I can't remember if Chantal outright doxed her or if it was just information that was found later. I don't know. But yeah, if it's any kind of harassment, we've got Foodie sending literally thousands of text messages, all of them just being incredibly insulting. We've got Foodie lying about who she is to be able to contact them. We've got Foodie parked outside their house in the middle of the night. We've got multiple instances of Foodie being going to their place, and the false allegations from Nada might tie into this because Dee Dee was around at that time, but just more to Chantal's headspace, and some of the things she said in those allegations might then relate to sort of her character in court, because that was the big problem with the SA allegations. It's he said, she said. But it would not be hard to connect Chantal with some kind of public damage of Dee Dee. Because think about how Chantal has talked about her in all this time. Like, come on now.
Instead of coming online and owning your shit, you just keep telling lies. Do you think anyone's gonna believe that you didn't sleep with me? And yes, I am mentally ill, but that's not gonna work because you made it worse.
Prove it. If you're saying I have mental issues before this, prove that this wasn't your own choice. Prove that Dee Dee made it worse. Your jealousy may have made it worse, but that's a you issue. That's not a Dee Dee issue. Dee Dee is the trigger, not the gun. Her being insanely jealous of Dee Dee is not a good enough reason to say, and therefore everything was justified, which is what I think goes on in her head a lot, like in terms of actual step by step, this is the damage I've done, putting Dee Dee within kind of the public sphere of my channel. I've got this image of her coming into court and just being, well, I was mad, so it was fair. I want to see it. You guys, I want to see it. Please make this happen for me.
So keep trying, keep trying.
Yeah, go on. Please do.
I don't want to hear it. I will block you. Are you serious, Savage Keyboard? Are you seriously shaming me? Like, fuck off.
I don't think you can see this, but Savage Keyboard, and Savage Keyboard is one of like her writing guys, isn't they? Oh, isn't they? Yeah, Milk, that's how that goes. Aren't they? Like, Savage Keyboard's one of the ones that they would have been like mods, or is Savage Keyboard the troll? And I'm getting confused. Who knows? I'm just, it's late and I can't remember. But literally they just put up, you chose this life, woman. Shut up, I'll block you. Good job.
God. You're like, are you fucking serious? You think it's easy to walk away from someone you're in love with? Am I the only person?
Well, it seems pretty easy to rant about them online. Walking away shouldn't be too hard.
I'm sick of this shit. In my own fucking chat. No.
All of us.
I'm getting sued, yeah. I'll be suing you right back for my mental health damages, bitches. Right back. So I hope you like supporting him.
The counterclaim. They made me crazy. Let's go to Exhibit YouTube. When did you first hear about Dee Dee? Okay, let's go to everything before that. Oh, man.
Because it's a one fucking $1,500 a month ain't gonna cut it, is it, Dee?
Is that what she's been paying Nada? Is that, like, I know she gave him money, but was that an extra payment? Is the $1,500 what she's actually been giving him? I know at some point there was an idea of $2,000 when they were more actively together, but has she seriously, while he's been living with Dee, who she considers to be the other woman, been giving him $1,500 a month? You guys, tell me this is the truth.
No, I'm not. I'm gonna fucking lose it. I'm fucking losing it.
She absolutely is.
I can't. They fucking push me. I can't. So...
You fucking push yourself. Sit down, Jesus. Rage, drink that Starbucks. I fucking can't. She literally can't. I would pay money to be in that cool house. I would.
No.
Come on. What else? What else you got? Take a breath. Think about it. Let's see if we can just return to ourselves and come up with something slightly more balanced and adult, so that if it's ever shown to anyone from the outside, you look like you've got critical thinking. Let's see what we come up with, shall we?
Oh, I walked away. I'm not ever fucking... Are you kidding me? Oh my god. Have fun doing your own fucking stupid... I don't know what I'm gonna say. I have nothing to say anymore. I'm just tired. I'm just done.
So it is easy to walk away from people you love. Just checking.
I just wanted to be honest.
Okay. Again, on paper, at the very least, whatever's going on behind the scenes, on paper, this is you and Dee, not you and Nada.
I just wanted to be fucking honest. But he won't. He doesn't care.
He doesn't, but irrelevant to the issue at hand. And would you care at this point? Having just gotten out of an allegation and everything being dropped, I could see them all being the type of people they are. I could see them all being like, yeah, let's take her to court. Let's just see what we can do. Why not?
No, I'm going on. I already had a Pinero, Alyssa, earlier. I'm going to this person's house.
I'm betting this never happened, but still, poor imaginary guy. Even if it only happened in her head, god damn that poor guy.
I have a case of Stella, and I have some Grey Goose.
And we gonna get drunk and get messy. And then drive home, I guess, because there ain't no way she's staying the night at his house and dealing with the early morning awkwardness, if he does exist.
So what happened was, yeah, I had a good time. Go watch my previous streams. Like, it's just...
Yeah, she had another threesome with them. That was, I think I didn't mention it with everything that was going on with the last video because there were so many, but she admitted to having another threesome with them.
He makes me insane, like I can't. And then... never mind. I don't even want to talk about it. I really don't.
do not have an argument. Let's just try it
I'm
off.
just going to get off here and just forget
Good idea.
Team Live right now.
You can try to forget, but the evidence will always be online, ready for the taking should they need it.
But yeah, try me, Dee. Have fun with that.
Please do. Please do, because we will have fun with that.
And trust me, I've got a lot on you too.
Like what? Tell me. I'm enthralled to know. Tell me. Like what? She passed messages between you and Nada in class? Yeah, you might get her on that. Anything else? She's living in her own house. She's committed the crime of being the new girlfriend of your ex. How do you think a court of law is going to look on that? I mean, really?
And you too, Natter. Have fun. Alright, guys. No, I'm not going to Bizu's. I'm going to someone else's house.
Totally real person. Really. Moroccan guy. Oh, there you go. Convenient. Calm blue ocean. Calm blue ocean. It's going to be fine. And then the super chat comes up. You deserve every bit of this. It's called karma. I'm sure this is going to go down well.
He's a liar.
So, he's not going to be on the paperwork, should the paperwork ever emerge.
No,
Message
not Roman.
deleted. There you go.
Never in a million fucking years.
Starfish in the chat. Morocco guy was fake though.
Shut up, Camlin, you dumb bitch.
Oh yeah, turn on your audience. I mean, what else are you going to do? I can't see what Camlin may have said. No, I can't see it on the screen right now. But, you know, turn on your audience. This is the moment.
Karma for what? Did I fucking abuse
that was
myself,
the
you
scene chat.
asshole?
There's a delay on it.
People like you are going to hell for saying shit like that, so go fuck yourself.
I wonder where you go if you make essay allegations and then lie to the police about your statement and then get real messy online with people's lives and liberties. I wonder which direction you go after death.
With a broom. Bye. Okay, I'm getting off of here.
Yeah.
I am blocking all the haters.
You go for it.
That's what I just did.
Dawn Hitchards has made my point for me. People that make false allegations go to hell too. Now, I do realise as I say this, I'm being very flippant and hell is very serious for some people. I have no beliefs, so it doesn't matter to me at all. But in the history of, yes, I realise there may have been abuse in her situation, but with how ridiculously she's treated all of this, yeah, I don't think there are any stones to throw here.
Karma for what? I did fuck all to anybody.
Excuse you, go watch your own channel, excuse you. Better yet, go watch one of the reactors. You can choose one you love. Go to Barbecue Chicken. She'll be able to help you.
Fuck all.
Never. I'm innocent.
Yeah, she's like, I have no choice but to take action.
Have fun with George Glass. Marker. I'll see you there.
Action for your little boyfriend, you dumb fucking desperate piece of crap.
Oh, see, this is going to play very well. I did nothing. I never did anything. It was all them. But let me just go on a little rant about her right now. Let's see how this goes.
I don't give a shit. Bring it on. Bring it on. Freedom of speech. I get to say what I want about what happened. I get to say that you friggin' desperate as hell wouldn't go to bed, so you flopped yourself in front of me and spread your big fat gray smelly sardine pussy. You dumb bitch. Goodbye.
And that was that. Just Foodie saying a light hello, sharing a coffee. Yeah, she's had quite the day. It's all been very fun. I'm sure all of the things she spews out online about DD will not be a problem at all if anyone were to gather it up and present it to a court. But, you know, it's nothing worth thinking about. She's done nothing. Nothing can possibly happen to her. She's innocent in all of this. Anyway, I'm going to go finish watching Closing Arguments and I'll edit this down together and have yourself a lovely night. Bye-bye.